we back with the next one. Seem like y'all enjoyed the first one, man. So we're gonna keep this going. It's the Brutal City Weekly Wrap-Up Podcast with your boy Brutal, Simon the Scene, Wicked and Mean.
Hey, what's good, All City fan? What's good, Bruce Squad? Stand up. I'm All City, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's get right.
Yeah, man. So we got a few things we're gonna talk about, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We're gonna start it off hot, tough conversation being had in the community. We got people on both sides. We're gonna start talking about the level 40 grind conversation, y'all. All right. I want to ask you, my G man, is it too short, bro? Is it too short? And what are some of the things that 2K could do to keep people engaged? Like for the grinders, keep them engaged after hitting level 40.
You know, it's tough. I get a lot of feedback on this level 40 and it being too easy to hit level 40. 2K finally made a consideration for the working folks out there. The moms and dads who are heavily invested in life and only have a little bit of time to get on and game. I know Legend has always been a thing. Like top rep has always been a thing in 2K. And I think 2K is just attempting to try and change this dynamic of grinding or investing your life in giving 2K your soul for, an annual cycle. This is something that needs to be changed. I like that 2K is keeping up with the times. You know what I'm saying? So when, when we consider like other battle pass type of games out there, battle passes are just an incentive, but the game is like, the game has everything it needs for you to keep playing. And hopefully 2K is following in that practice and they understand that the battle pass is just an incentive, or seasons are just an incentive, and you need to make sure that the gameplay is there to keep the players interested.
And that's the thing with me, right? Like I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate because I do like how the regular working Joe could definitely hit legend, but I feel like they're lefting out the grinders. Like you reference Call of Duty, right? You reference Call of Duty, of course. And the battle pass system in there. The good thing about it is you could just be the regular person that's going through the battle pass, but the real grinders go for those camos.
Facts. Yeah.
That max camo that sets you apart. When you see someone with that max camo, you're like, this is a no life. He is a grinder.
Yeah.
So there is something to set them apart. But so far, I'm not seeing nothing in 2K that really takes up that spot to really set that grind apart. So let people respect me when I step out because I'm a grinder. You gonna hit your legend, no, you know what I mean? You gonna hit that level 40. But me, I put in more time, and this is what I'm showing now to set myself apart from you.
Big facts, man. Big facts. I totally agree with that because I said it from the beginning that Legend was gonna lose its allure. And not only that, they needed to create something. So I thought 2K was going to make it so that you could become legend. Like there's another way or another aspect to becoming legend. And it encompassed everything that the city had to offer, including gameplay, like including playing park modes and rec modes, pro-am modes. But there needed to be an additional, another aspect that allowed you guys to keep grinding. And unfortunately, 2K hasn't yet introduced it. And there's a trial. You know what I mean? Like, this is a trial effort into season. So let's see what they come.
Fair enough. I give them that. Y'all know it. Yeah. So 2K, All City batting for y'all. I was about to go in. I was about to go crazy, but he batting for y'all because I think their attempt to give a little something was a penthouse, and we know what I feel about that, so we're not gonna go there again. Like, I
love the zip
line. And what, the way how I'm looking at it right now, I'm worried about after season 4 because if they keep up with this pace, how easy it is to get to 40. It's not necessarily easy. Some people are still at 30 something, but if you're a grindhead, you won't get to 40 quick, right? And I want them to keep it that rate so everybody would have an opportunity to get there. I don't want them to make it too difficult. So now, because there is only a 6-week gap, it's not like previous Legends where you could grind a year plus and still get to Legend.
Yeah.
It's now you only have the 6-week limitation to get to that level 40. I don't want them to make it too difficult. But what do you think 2K could do after that fourth season to make the game interesting, to keep people on it, though?
It's tough because, considering, I think players need to consider expanding their horizons. And hear me out when I say this, because I know a lot of players are committed, similar to myself. I was committed heavily for years into solely playing park. You couldn't get me out of the park, right? So this for years this happened. Yeah, for years. I mean, I've got multiple years just only park gameplay.
Yeah.
And then 1 year we just decided to start going into rec. And then another year we decided to start going into pro-am. And we loved the game modes. We enjoyed it. It added a whole new aspect to 2K gaming. So I think players need to start considering the idea of expanding your horizons if you want to stay playing the game after you hit level 40. Also, I just want to touch base on this really quickly. You may want to consider a different position. And the reason why I'm saying this is make a new build, consider playing a different position so that you can get, it'll allow you some more insight into how your teammates are thinking when you're running the point guard. Let's say you're running the point guard position. It'll expand your gameplay. If you run the center position, hear me out. If you run the center position, you will indeed expand your point guard abilities because you're seeing things from a different vantage point. And that's tremendously important from the defensive end to the offensive end. On defense.
Let me take a jab at that real quick. Because I'm always the one to not miss an opportunity to take a jab.
Of course.
Usually I do that. But because it costs so damn much
big facts
for me to create players, it's kind of restricting how much flexibility I got in terms of creating different positions. And because usually, I know if you've been following me out or whatever, but how long? But when it comes to creating builds, I usually create a big early and a point guard early. Right? My big is to go into the rec and just play with randoms because randoms when you reach into that rec, they don't pass. But at least you could get some boards and get outlet passes and to help with your wrap up with that grind, right? So every year I always create a guard and a center. This year, man, it's tough.
I'm on the same boat because this is the first year that I've only created one build so far. And I'm on my point guard build. I intend to go into season 2 with a big man, but it's similar to what you said. I think because of what we experienced in 2K21 in particular, and in my opinion, the disappointment that we had with 2K21 kind of has me taking a step back in how much I give to 2K. Is the game going to match like our investment financially, considering that idea? Is it going to match us? Can we trust it that it's going to match us? And as it stands right now with what you're what you're speaking about, the level 40 grind being so easy, we're talking about we have 9 seasons. And within the first 4 seasons, people are going to hit legend and there's going to be a ton of them out there. So I get it. And I get that it's an investment, and it's really just a matter of if you're going to continue playing. Do you want to expand? There's other game modes. You could try My Team. I tried My Team just last year for the first time, and I heavily enjoyed myself. Franchise modes, one of the best in gaming, has one of the best franchise modes. Not something that a park player, and I get it. I feel y'all. I was a park player through and through. Couldn't get me on any game mode. But it's not something that a park player even wants to hear or entertain. What the hell is this guy talking about, My Team? Like, you feel me? Until you actually get there.
I'm scared of My Team myself because of how much money it usually costs. But I think it got a draft mode. That you don't necessarily have to spend any money to play.
Newly introduced draft mode,
Yeah, that's interesting. And Play Now is still fun.
Yeah.
Like Play Now, old school Play Now that we used to do, back in the day when we didn't have that connection that was that consistent.
Yeah.
We should just play against our friends. You could go and Play Now against people online.
Yeah.
And it's still fun. You know what I mean? So you're right about that. And that's something us park players don't really think about because all we think about creating that player going out there and, as yourself, because this player representing you.
That's the intrigue. That's the intrigue, yeah. And I think that's where 2K gets a lot of us, that intrigue of actually, I oftentimes say this, a lot of players live vicariously through 2K to get their basketball
100%.
fix. Yeah, so
100%.
when you see yourself out there or an image representing yourself, you're like, that's actually me. And you can see the
Yeah.
ego boost in some players. They really believe that's them out there.
Facts.
Aside from the left,
Facts.
right cheese and the actual skill boost, they also have ego
Yeah.
boosts out there. And I
They
get it,
really be
man.
talking like that. They be talking gangster and
Yeah,
stuff, man.
yeah,
It
big
always cracks
facts.
me up when someone say, "Yo, drop your addy. I'm gonna pull up." I'm like, bro, we in a
Imagine.
video game, bro. Like,
Imagine, my guys, it's like, come on, y'all, keep it gaming. Let's keep it gaming, and with considering
oh,
the idea of keeping it gaming, consider for a second expanding your horizons. You may
yeah, put a
not
few
be
more things.
disappointed, and if you
Put
do
more things.
find it difficult, if you find it difficult to make an investment in another build, I get it, I understand, but understand that the investment far exceeds just the actual build. As if you primarily play on a point guard build, making an investment
Yeah.
in another build in another position is definitely going to increase your point guard ability.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like the game mode thing. I like those. I love those ideas. To be quite honest, me personally, because I'm a park player, rec player
Mm-hmm.
mainly. I start playing different games.
Yeah.
And it's I know this is a 2K podcast, but we got a lot of games coming out too, man.
Yeah. And
So
next gen.
that's exactly. So that's a good thing in me seeing the level 40 grind that usually if I'm grinding to legend, that's all I'm playing. Just 2K, no matter what. I gotta grind, I gotta get to the legend as quick as possible, right?
Mm.
But now I'm seeing some windows where I could actually enjoy multiple games,
You know,
and not just play 2K.
to add to that, bro, you know, if it wasn't for 2K21, I don't know if I would have expanded on my game library. You know,
Yeah.
you know, because I was so heavily into 2K
Uh-huh.
that I would spend the entire cycle playing 2K, and you know it's a
Yes.
grind if you want to hit legend. You damn near to stay on 2K
Exactly.
your whole life. You know,
Yes. Pretty much.
it's almost like a job. So if you want to hit that high overall, that high rep, you're gonna have to grind 2K. But 2K21 allowed me the opportunity to play different games. So this is the beauty of this thing. Let me just say this real quick. The beauty that I'm
Yeah.
noticing right now with what we're talking about is that after you hit level 40, then you could play something else, and when the new season comes out, you could start it again. So
could still do this. Exactly.
considering that aspect of it, and there are incentives that 2K is giving you with the seasons and the season rewards. Hopefully that'll get people back on, and maybe they could kind of change their mindset that you don't need to live or die by 2K. Try something else.
Facts.
Mhm.
All right, now let's move on to some more serious topics, man.
Mm.
And this was started on Twitter. Zandria, I gotta give a big shout out, of course, man. I gotta give a big shout out to Zandria. She started up a firestorm with a tweet. And this is a tweet. She said, "Dear at NBA 2K community, can we please cancel playmakers, play shots that need screens to score? Where's the skill? You're a dribbler that needs screens left, right the whole time. Then there's always one in the corner doing nothing. This is not fun. This is not 2K. Where do you stand with that?"
Hey, I and I don't want to throw. I'm gonna try my best not to throw shots, but I will
Yes.
say
Keep it between the lines.
the concept of eliminating screens is considering eliminating a whole portion of actual IRL NBA gameplay. So that's one way to look at it. You don't want to cancel out NBA gameplay. You know, 2K is doing their best to simulate NBA. So taking that into consideration, we need screens. It's nice to see screens back. 2K21 was the first year where you really didn't need screens at all. Like at all. It wasn't even it was actually a hindrance. Yeah, it was a hindrance. Setting a screen was almost like it was going to hinder your gameplay. So considering that aspect as well, is like, you got to know that this is indeed 2K. This is the 2K that I know. Screens have always been an aspect in 2K. If anything, this year is more familiar to me than what 2K21 was.
So you're saying the screens is a good thing. So you're on the side of screens. Let me get this right. You're on the side of screens.
Well, because we talk about the left, right cheese.
You gotta pick a side.
Yeah, so I gotta pick.
Either you on the side of screens or you on the side of no screens. Because she said remove it. Like, cancel.
But she's saying cancel playmakers who use screens. So
Yeah, that uses screens. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm
run that
like,
back and forth.
you trying to knock the big man with brick wall. So all in all, you want to cancel out big men, brick wall, pick and rolls, pick and pops.
Need to go.
Yeah, you're canceling so much in the game. There's pick and pop, and then you're limiting your defense on top of that, because there's defense that can handle this stuff.
Yeah. I think I figured out how to defend it. And once I play with the right people, could defend it. Mm-hmm. And I understand. I'm going a little too, because I know this was not what she's trying to say, just eliminate it. But I was just being a little extreme because we like to have a little something.
Yeah.
I think what she was complaining about is just people don't need a skill gap to be good in the game. And all you have to do is, you don't need to learn dribble moves. You don't need to go in the lab anymore to learn dribble moves. All you need is a big man and a very short point guard, and you could literally go left and right until that screen hits. Remember last week you already highlighted that 2K Labs said that silver will give you more than 50% effectiveness when it comes to screens, right? So once you run someone across once or twice, they're gonna get hit, which will give that speed demon enough space with no dribble moves to get open, and they already got plus 93s. So I think that was her biggest gripe, right? Not necessarily eliminating screens, although I think, you could take it as that.
Yeah, you could. You definitely could.
You could take it as that, you know what I mean? But I think that was what she was trying to say. I kind of agree, but once you got two smart people, you could figure out how to take them out of the game.
Say it again. Yeah, say it again, because we're eliminating. It's like we don't want to adjust our defense. And it's like if you work, I understand your pain if you're running with randoms. I get it completely. Why you may feel this way if you're out there running with randoms, but defense and offense is a team effort, and I think we're forgetting that. Why if we eliminate and all right, so let's say if we take into consideration what Zandria is mentioning, and it turns into an ISO game, then you got two people sitting in the corner. And it's a one-on-one. You feel what I'm saying? At least now we get
left right, and some of them do left right with that ISO, and
and they're deadly.
That's harder. That's harder.
Yeah,
that's much harder. And my biggest gripe, I do agree with her. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should remove it or cancel it. But we're not in a good place right now offensively in the community, because most people could just run to this bill as a cop out, right? Made the speed demon left, right. They don't need to learn the game. There's no skill level or no skill entry level to being good, and that's the problem.
They're getting bailed out. Yeah, they're getting bailed out for sure. It's an exploit. It's definitely an exploit, and it's an easy exploit. Yeah,
right. And I think when the moment they buff Unpluckable, that's when these speed demons came out. What I mean?
And the community made the adjustment. The community made the adjustment. They saw the exploit. They always do, bro. They're always going to find that exploit. So we know that the community is going to find the exploit. I wish 2K would work harder, because the game was damn near there, bro. The game was there in the beginning of the year. People weren't up on 5-7s.
But everyone was like, yo, this is one of the best games. Yeah. While people was crying for steals, we were still saying, yo, the steals might be overpowered, but it's still the best game. You know why? Because those steals offered some balance.
Yes.
Now guards wasn't running wild, crazy, and dribbling into people, because they would worry about, yo, this dude is a danger to me.
Yeah.
I got to be careful if I go close to him, because he could reach and steal that ball. But as soon as they take out the game, all right, now I'm invincible in this. Bro, let's go.
Big facts. And that's why I could agree. That's exactly why I could agree with Zandria from that aspect, is that, when we consider the balance that the game had in the beginning of the year versus now, like you said, it forced strategy, it forced team gameplay, it forced getting everyone on the court involved in what's happening out there. And now we're falling into a place where, like Zandria mentioned, is a left right behind the screen. I like the challenge. I like the idea of taking on the challenge, creating a defense that could handle that challenge. For instance, let me just throw this out there real quick. We were playing rec yesterday. There was somebody left writing, and they were doing it really well. It was classy. It was like they were doing it with a certain level of integrity, the left right. It wasn't just an abuse. So there's different ways to approach this left right, working behind the screen. And the dude had great shot selection. But what we ended up having to do to make the adjustment was make sure that our center is not up on that screen. So our defensive center, we had to push to the corner, and we had to bring somebody with more speed up top. Right? So we had two players with a good amount of speed that could catch up to that left right. And that's one adjustment that you guys may want to consider out there, because
and one thing we do in threes, because it's harder to do in threes, we just force the two.
Big facts.
We say, okay, we're gonna double you. Yeah, we're gonna take you out of the game because a lot of them already got this pride about them. They're used to left right being successful and getting threes. They don't want to pass up that 3-4-2. So we force them. And then it's a mind game. Because now you got this dude off of his game because he's not doing what he used to doing. So we're going to force the two every time and just trap him, right? As soon as he come up, it's two people waiting right there, left and right. He can't go nowhere or get that shot off. And we force that dude to roll.
And then you'll see the skill gap when you play like that. You'll start to see a point guard is going to have to start using his passing ability, passing IQ now. And that you gotta, as defenders out there, you're gonna have to force the. You know what? I had a good conversation yesterday about guarding tendencies. So if you see a point guard left, right, and his tendency is to shoot, then when you play like that, when you play two people up, we're guarding the tendency. He has poor passing IQ, but a great shot because he's exploiting 2K. So so when you limit that, now you get to see a different look from that offense, and it's really about forcing that different.
And you really get to see IQ, because the reason why we do that too, because I could always, when I play with the right people, I could always call something to get an open three, like an off-ball screen that people don't use. I could call a wrap into an off-ball screen, or multiple different options that people just, because everybody just know the basics. Beautiful. Left, right, we can get a three and that will work. But when you start doing stuff like that, you catch them off guard. You know what I mean? So we're going to get a three that we need. So we're going to force y'all to keep going with twos. And then we're going to get that. And we usually come on top. You know what I'm saying? So there are multiple strategies to use. My biggest issue is that I don't mind if you had to go through like a lab on practice to get that left, right, down pack. But that's not the case. You make a small bill, simple moves. You tap the right trigger to spark the size up, and you sprint left and you sprint right, and you just keep doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that Hall of Fame handle for days allowed them to dribble a lot without losing energy at all.
You're talking about chaining 28 dribble moves before you're blinking. There's 24 seconds on the clock. How are we chaining 28 dribble moves before blinking?
Exactly. You understand? So I actually kind of agree, but I see how people could take this wrong if they just look at it on face value at the same time. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was important for us to talk about that. Now we're gonna talk about Logo Day. Logo Day was yesterday. I ain't gonna front with y'all, man. You know what I mean? When Logo Day comes around, the communities, they're on their best behavior. Everyone's saying positive stuff about 2K. Everyone, 2K is the greatest game. If they're disgruntled, they're quiet. You know what I mean? Everyone is streaming around Logo time when they're doing that event. Now, I'll ask you a question. I want your honest opinion. Do you think the logo still got the same impact it had like when they first introduced it, or even the second year they introduced it?
So I'm going to keep it a buck, because I don't want to discourage anyone out there who's attempting to get a logo. We know if a logo means something for you, then it shouldn't lose its value by anything I have to say.
And it could help a lot of people too. It does help a lot of people. You know what I mean? I support a bunch of people that it helps, like Mr. Glass, like Bash, like Jordan, Lou Jordan, a bunch of people that get it. I support them. I do like their content and support what they do.
Big facts.
But
you know, there was a time in 2K where we, again, primarily I was a park player for years. So there was a time in 2K where if you seen a logo in the park, damn near the whole park congregated around that logo, right?
Facts.
If you remember that,
Facts. Was
yeah,
like a celebrity
yeah, you were
instantly.
like a celebrity. Now we see logos and they just pass us right by, and we're like, okay. So it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same when you see a logo out there. Maybe there are too many. Maybe they're not. There's a certain lack of exclusivity. It could be
Yeah.
that, but there's something with it that's making it lose its value. At least that's what I'm noticing. I could be wrong. You guys let me know what you think. I'm not sure what you
Yeah.
think about that,
Yeah, let
Brute.
me know what you think, man. Because I was going to ask you like why you think that is, but you kind of answered there as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think now people kind of associate it with people compromising.
Mm. And what do you
I'm
refer?
just
And
because
mm.
because I had it last year, and as soon as I got people like, "Yo, Brute gonna sell out now." Oh, he gonna sell out for.
Oh,
I'm like, bro, I'm gonna
oh,
do me, bro. Like, come on, Brute ain't gonna front. Like, stop it. You know
facts.
what I mean? Like, one thing I ain't gonna do is front. I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna do if you got issues, I'm gonna highlight them like I usually do because that's what I grew my platform on. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
compromise my platform for anything. Trust me, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I think that's the problem. People are associated with negativity. And it
Mm.
could be the way how they're marketing it as well, to be honest with you. But yeah, we're not gonna speak anymore on that. Now we're gonna talk about some badges, man. This is your section, man. So I'll leave it to you.
All right, so we want to get into some of the. I've been dropping a ton of videos on badges, as you guys know if you follow the channel. So I wanted to get into some best value badges that you don't have to invest a lot of badge points into, but they're gonna serve as a tremendous value to your gameplay. And one of the
Mhm.
first, I'm gonna go through 5 badges right quick. Hopefully, Brute, you can share your thoughts on these as
Yeah,
well as
yeah.
I go along. But the first badge that I want to bring up is the Bailout Badge. It's a badge that you could equip on bronze, and it has a
Mhm.
tremendous value for you. And the reason why I'm making this badge first, I just wanted to touch base on what the badge offers you, and that's going to offer you passes out of jump shots, passes to help get you, like, to allow you the ability to pass out of double teams, passes that it'll eliminate. The badge will help eliminate errant passes. And I think that is tremendous with everybody running glue hands. The badge stacks with glue hands. Bailout on bronze just seems to be a good value badge, just at the bronze level.
Man,
At the very least, it works good.
I call this badge the bloodline, man.
Mm,
This badge will
mm.
give you a next life. This badge saves you from a lot of mistakes. I ain't gonna
The
front.
bloodline.
The the
Uh-huh.
bloodline. Since
Mm,
this badge been introduced,
mm,
I've always everyone who's running with me have to have this badge
mm,
on. You
mm.
taking a bad shot, you see someone closing out than you, bail out.
Bailout.
You gonna drive to the dunk, you see a whole team and you know your bill ain't got no contact dunks, bail out.
Mm,
Or you driving and you see someone close out to help.
mm,
And out
mm.
of a dunk, you see your open teammate bail out. This, you right. This for sure
And
should be on best value.
I want to play devil's advocate to that same concept, because I know
Mhm.
maybe you guys out there are like, do we even need bit? What if you have a high pass accuracy? Why are you? Why? Hear me out. If you have a high pass accuracy, why do you need the badge to? You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't the attribute help you more?
Oh,
Or if you
yeah.
have a high pass accuracy and you throw a jump pass, you're gonna throw it away. There's gonna be a chance that you throw it away, but you got
Yes.
bailout. There's less of a
They got a
chance.
badge, yes.
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 Why is there a badge bailout in the game?
This is what I'm saying. Y'all better be thankful that badge is in the game. Now I gotta go for the badge. Because if I always got high pass accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, the argument helps me out. This
Mm.
badge helping y'all out because now you don't need a high passing accuracy to
There you
get
go.
to
Save some points.
exactly.
Save
For
some points.
me, I'm good with that.
Save
But
some
for a lot of
attributes.
people, it doesn't like the lockdown that I'm playing with.
Mm.
He wouldn't have a high pass accuracy
Yep.
as
Yep. Yep.
me,
Yep. Yep.
right?
Yep.
But he could still have some of the benefits. It mightn't be as full as me because I'm going to have bailout higher, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I drive more, I distribute more, I pass more, I create more. So I'm going to have it higher. But he need, as you said, bronze is all he need. And it could save him some turnovers,
Mm.
save him some mistakes, some bad decisions.
Yep.
So, that for me, I'm good with either way. But I could see why the badge is still important.
Yeah, those are some great thoughts on bailout, and hopefully, you could take that into consideration with equipping the bailout badge. As like Bruce said, there's a bloodline badge and could save you guys some possessions out there instead of turning the rock over. The next badge that I want to go over is the Kona Specialist badge. Again, I'm talking about best value badges, but this badge you could equip on bronze. Not a huge investment on your shooting badge points. One badge point to equip the badge on bronze, and it'll give you guys a 5% increase to your shots in the corner. And this extends, it works in mid-range and 3-point range. So keep that in mind, that 5% increase for one badge point seems to be a really good value at the bronze level. OG. Kona Specialist is an OG for a reason. So bronze level for Kona Specialist, I think, is a good value badge.
I know this might be the right place to say this, but I use that to cheese, bro. I put on that badge so I could hit more corner fades.
There you go. And that's what I've been doing. That, ironically, over the last week or so, I've been testing this badge. I even put it up to Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And we found out that it's not necessary at Hall of Fame. Gold and bronze are the key levels for Corner Specialists. But like you said, them fades in the corner, GG, yeah. It just gives you that additional boost. You start.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be toxic, y'all. I'm not trying to be toxic.
I love it, though.
I'm just saying.
All right, the next badge
line, fade A's. I said, this is a 3-point line fade A's right here.
There you go.
But anyways, let's continue on.
The next badge on the list, and we covered Bailout, Corner Specialist, and the next badge will be Quick Chain. Now, a lot of people hear Quick Chain and they automatically think highest level, max level for Quick Chain. Also, I do want to just say this right quick. You gotta, when you considering equipping these badges, you gotta make sure it matches your playstyle. Don't just put on a badge because somebody else said it's goated. If it's not matching your playstyle, if it's not, in other words, Quick Chain, you have to do 3 dribble move combos. If you're a left-right cheeser and you don't perform 3 dribble move combos, Quick Chain is not the badge for you. But if you find yourself in a lot of 3-chain or 3 dribble move combinations and you want to take full advantage of that speed boost, Quick Chain on bronze will get you a 12% speed boost on your 3rd dribble move. A great value badge for you guys to consider for playmaking.
I don't use this badge that much on next gen, but current gen, to me, it's more effective for me personally. On my 6-7, I got a point forward over there.
So you feel the differences?
Yeah, I feel a difference. I feel a huge difference. I'm talking about I created a new 5'9", but it's not a meta 5'9". It got contact dunks on it. That's a fun 5'9".
Gotcha.
I don't like meta builds. I want to dunk on people. Like they could leave the game saying, "Oh, a 5'9" just posted." That's what I want. Okay,
I don't want to see that. Oh man, you're talking about you're gonna end up. Zandria is gonna end up tweeting about you.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I want. So even with that, like Quick Chain, I try to man, I'm good on this. I might just keep hyperdrive. Man, Quick Chain doesn't do it for me on that build. But on the 6-7 point forward, I really see a huge change when I added Quick Chain. So definitely best value for me for current more than next. Maybe it might be because of the builds and my play style.
I see that. Yeah, I can see that.
It changes.
Dope stuff. Dope information. So if you guys on current gen, you might see better value for Quick Chain bronze than next gen. The next badge that I want to cover at the bronze level, one of the best value shooting badges that you could equip on your player is the Lucky 7 badge. Now keep in mind that this badge this badge only operates 7 seconds of your possession. So keep the first 7 seconds of your possession. It only operates. This is why it's recommended at the bronze level, because you want to have badges that actually work throughout your possession at higher levels, because it's a greater badge point investment. Lucky 7 on bronze is going to give you guys a massive shooting boost, something that's a high benefit, low cost, and it's not as much of an investment for you guys. Lucky 7 on bronze will make your shooting goated out there. So consider that badge as well. What do you think about Lucky 7?
Yeah, I rock it. I rock it. And I like my teammates to rock it too, because I like to play fast.
Yep.
Even on the check-in ball, like
go.
Someone scores, we throw it in fast, try to get it down to someone as quick as possible. They get a nice boost, and most times they score. I know this is a really effective badge for real. Shooting is already not the hardest thing in the game. Imagine if you got an extra boost on that quick play.
For a
Come on.
bronze badge on top of that, that's where it really
Yeah.
that's where it really shines. That the idea that you could get this massive shooting boost at
For
bronze.
just one,
Yeah,
for 1 point.
yeah,
That's
big
it.
facts.
That's a win-win. Yeah.
Another badge that I want to get into, which is we just got the test on this from I'm pretty sure it was 2K Labs who ran a test on this. Tight handles giving you guys is actually unlocking just by equipping this badge on bronze is unlocking stun animations. Now, before even considering other badges, I was leaning toward tight handles, but I was putting it at max level, which is absolutely not necessary for tight handles. But at the bronze level, it's gonna unlock the stun animation, which then you'll use badges like quick first step and badges that'll give you an additional boost to your speed off of that first step. So it'll unlock the stun animation and it'll give you an 11% increase into the amount of stuns that you get just by equipping it on bronze.
I think you just made a community toxic, man, because I didn't even know that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, I get a lot of questions about tight handles. Should we put it on? Do you? But I'm like, it's one of the badges.
I'm gonna test it out as soon as I get out.
Yeah, so
I gotta test it out.
I get those questions like, should you equip tight handles? Is it worth it? And like I said, I had it at a higher level, and I think a lot of these badges are dependent on your actual play style. So, and I'm not just saying that generically. I mean to say, you got to watch how you dribble or what dribble moves you trigger because
like certain snatchbacks
there
or
you go.
crossovers will activate tight handles.
Yeah,
like it was one of my favorite badges. 2K20 and in 21, I think I use it a lot in current gen as well. I try it out. But usually I switch between it's between that or Space Creator has been really effective over the years as well. Not so much this year, I think.
That's how I
because
feel
the
too.
Stepbacks is not as effective this year.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, so I will have to try tight handles again for real now that you mentioned, because I didn't really give it much of a shot this year because how it's been last year in some of it. So yeah, I'm going to take a look at it now. I think you just made a very toxic community, but blame AllCity.
You're gonna see a lot more stuns out there, man. This shout out to the good fellas at 2K Labs and what 2K2s does. They do great work for the community, so I appreciate what they do. That allows me the opportunity to even be here talking about these badges. So it's just a beautiful thing to see it happen like that. And now we could get these great value badge points at bronze and get a huge benefit from them.
We wanted to talk a little bit about the Xbox shutting off. You say you had some news on that, something on Xbox shutting off.
I do. And I know a lot of people, during the live stream, they've been coming in saying, hey, what's going on with my Xbox? I've been getting tweets saying, here's a fix for the Xbox. And a lot of people are experiencing this Xbox shut off. And it's not even allowing them to play their game or enjoy what they invested their finances into. And it's like, oh, come on, man. 2K is currently a large investment. It's not so yeah, consider the inflation in the city, considering the pricing for the game in itself. It's an investment, and we want to make sure that we're getting the most out of our investment. And as of right now, as it stands, not to mention you have to worry about like fears of your Xbox just getting bricked out there. Nobody wants to deal with that. So I have this tweet. It was on 2K Reddit, and it says, if your Xbox Series X shuts off while playing NBA 2K22 and you're in the Xbox Insider program to receive beta updates, leave the program or use the latest Omega update. So consider that. Brute, I know you got an Xbox.
Yeah, unfortunately, I tried some of these methods and they're not working for me. And it's just certain game modes, though. I could literally play Park all day, no problem.
Look at
not
that.
one shut off, nothing. But as soon as I enter rec, I might get a game in. Yeah, or the Chris Berkeley workout, for sure, that's shutting off.
So
those are things I know to stay away from.
What do you think it could like? What is something that could cause it to shut off like that? I can't understand.
I experienced something like this on PC already because I'm a PC gamer. I've been PC gaming for a while now.
Okay.
Yeah. And once the software isn't optimized right, usually the game, like this happened to me playing, I think, was it Call of Duty? One of those games, but then I think they got enough reports and then they drop a patch and it fixed the problem. Computer stopped shutting off. And sometimes it's just not the game. The software is not optimized right for the hardware.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
From my understanding, when 2K is developing their game, they use, and that's why PlayStation don't experience it as much. Some people did, but not a lot. It's not on a wide scale on PlayStation at all. They use the PlayStation dev kit when they developed 2K, when they started off developing 2K21 next gen. I think they continue on.
Yeah.
And they just didn't optimize it right when they ported it over to the Xbox. So that's causing, I think, when you enter certain things like the rec, it starts overheating the console because it's not optimized right.
Gotcha.
From my understanding, that's just me talking like layman terms.
But I've read something alluding to that same idea, because it was a thought process of, is it the software or is it the hardware? And people are confused as to whether, and that should help clear it up. Where
the reason why I'm not, like, some hardwares might be faulty, some of them, but not that widespread though. Like, I play a lot of the games, ton of games. You know, with the Game Pass, you get a bunch of next gen titles and current gen, and I don't experience it with no other game but 2K. My console have not shut off once with no other game. That might not be the same for anyone else, but for me, I played a ton of games on that console. And the only game that it happened, that's why I stopped playing 21 next gen last year and went back to current gen. I could play on current gen all day, no problem. Same this year, I could play on current gen 22 all day. All the game was like all day yesterday. I streamed the rec, no problem. But as soon as I go on 22 next gen,
unreal.
Some with the optimization.
Unreal. So this is, in your opinion, there's a 2K fix. There's not an Xbox fix.
I believe it's a software.
Yeah, it's just to help clear that up for you guys out there. That I know there's some confusion in the community, wondering if it's a hardware.
And a lot of people are coming at me and say, "No, send back your console." A lot of people hit me up. They sent back their console. Xbox sent it back to them. Say, "Yo, nothing is wrong with your Xbox."
Ain't that something? Interesting. Yeah.
Some people though, but some people change their Xbox, and that worked. I'm saying it's a case by case situation.
Gotcha.
Right. But even like one of my friends, Gambi, that I play with a lot, he had his first Xbox brick by 2K21 next gen, and he sent it to me, and it took a few, probably like 6 months, but he already had some S's in his house, so he was able to still playing on the S's, because the S's don't give any problem with it. Apparently, which is the weaker console.
That's the weaker console. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
all right.
It works exactly. But he got back the new one, and he recently got back the new one, right? So people say it's the first ones they released.
First wave. Gotcha.
Yes, but he got one of the new ones, and it's shutting off. It still shuts off. It's
a huge disappointment. Some miscommunication between 2K development and Xbox. It's just
something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Hopefully they address it sooner than later, because I know players out there, they're gonna come together for something like this. Unable to play the game, this is shut down. Not that 2K is at risk for this, but it has hurt a lot of development companies by releasing products that are unplayable out there due to reasons 100%. Like this. So.
And this is the thing too. I think, because I didn't play Call of Duty 2, just to highlight this, Call of Duty the Black Ops was doing that when it first released.
Yeah, it happened to me too.
You see?
Cold War.
Yes. And they drop a patch. Fixed it.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
And they drop a patch that addressed it.
So software.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have evidence of this happening with different games, but they drop a patch to fix it.
Hey, if we think that the actual software or 2K is an investment, the console is a hell of an investment. We don't want to put that investment at risk at all. I know I'm not trying to. If 2K shut off my PlayStation right now, that'll be the last last time you see me playing 2K. So I can't go through that.
But I think that's a good episode right there,
Big
man. I think
facts.
we're gonna
Yes.
close it off. We cover a bunch of things. Let me know your thoughts. You got any final words, my G?
I do. I want to say I appreciate you guys' support and how you show love for the Brutal City podcast. We're gonna keep this thing going weekly. This is a weekly wrap up. I've gotten a lot of questions inquiring. When's the next episode? This is gonna happen every week. Yeah, we're here to stay. We're here for the community. We'll always put the community first. Two men of integrity, two men with principles, and we're always going to make sure that we are the voices, if we can, use our platform to be the voices of 2K for 2K. So hope you guys tune in next week. I appreciate what you guys do and showing your love and support. All City fam and Brute Squad, stand up. I appreciate y'all so much.
Don't know. And before we go, I want, if y'all got any topics for us to cover during the week, make sure to send it to us. Y'all got our socials. Y'all could send it to AllCity, tweet at him or tweet at me on Twitter. And we will cover it at the end of this week. Once we see it, a lot of y'all be saying some stuff, man. I'll be like, really, man? Y'all really want us to talk about this, man? For real? For real? But yeah, if y'all got any topics, send it to us, man. And you know what it is, man. We're going to close out. Appreciate y'all coming through, showing the love, man. Make sure like and share and subscribe to both of us. You know what it is. We're going to keep it coming, man. Have a blessed one, y'all.
Easy out.
Peace.